What's going on, good people? You know what time it is. You either get right or you get left. It's time to get right with the halftime analysis. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. We got you covered. It's the Birdcage. Let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the halftime. At this point, you know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for tapping in with me for the halftime show. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the Falcons right now. It is a tie ball game, 16-16, and at this point, the way that this ball game has gone, it's been up and down. But let's go ahead and get into it. Kirk Cousins, 115 yards passing, 10 out of 22. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Truthfully, I got to say this has been I said a decent performance, but the interception, we could have done without. But again, we had 13 first downs, 7 of them are passing, 6 are rushing within the first 2 quarters. The first quarter of football was bad. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you. We got the worst football team in the league, and that we're playing against, and the first half was abysmal. Now, the worst thing that could have happened, we had momentum going. Kyle Pitts scores on what we call a void route, and he gets it in the end zone. We end up giving up a blocked field goal to a legend, by the way. Shout out to Calais Campbell, 39 years old, still doing his thing in a young man's game, and he's still thriving, and he's been playing very, very well. So got to give Calais Campbell his props on blocking it. But Chris Hinton, you got your butt worked. You got worked. Right now, it should be 17-16 Falcons. But again, their field goal kicker miss is pretty much a 0-0 game at this point. 16-16 is even. Got to come out in the second half, and we got to make some adjustments. We're getting gashed in the middle of the field. Period. We're a little sweet in the gut is what we would say. Pretty much they're running on us. And the way that you change that, this has to be addressed this offseason. We need a true defensive tackle. Like I said, we've passed on some great defensive tackles who are showing out and who are literally in the top 10 this year in the league. We've passed on them. But again, I understand business is business. You got to go different routes to take care of what you need to take care of. But this offseason, we need to address the defensive tackle position because we've given up too many yards up the gut today against a team that shouldn't be here. Michael Carter, 45 yards. Jacoby Brissett's run. The touchdown that Kobe Bryant gave up, he couldn't do anything about it. He had great positioning on the ball. Great positioning on the ball. There was nothing you can do about it. And it was a push-off that didn't get called. If you pay attention to it, that was what happened. But at the end of the day, we still gave up points. They've only been to the end zone once. Thank goodness. Defense has held up long enough for our offense to actually figure it out. Bijan Robinson with an amazing drive to put points on the board for the Falcons to get us started. And then you go to Kyle Pitts on this next drive. But here's the thing that we must do. You have to feed Tyler Algier. Stop taking the ball out of his hands when he's got a groove going. He literally just folded somebody like fresh laundry. Literally folded a defensive back like fresh laundry. They had to help off the field. Let this man run this football. Tyler Algier is one of the best in the game. And unfortunately, we might not have him next year. So guess what? You, like the song says, use me up. Shout out to Bill Withers. Rest in peace to Mr. Withers. And one of the greatest songs that you could say is use me up. Use him up till he's gone. That's where I'm at with it. Bijan's doing his thing, but on third downs and shorts, put this man in. Give this man the ball. This is why you have him. He's a hammer. Use him. You literally have seen it. He's been effective in this ball game. Again, we need more touches with him. We need more touches with him at this point. But like I said, it's the Bijan show, so you're not really going to see that many touches. But my thing is, Take some of these carries off of Bijan Robinson right now. Take some of the carries off of his legs. Take some of the pressure off of Bijan and allow him to rest. Have him fresh for the second half. Let Tyler just beat up people. They're going to get tired. There's 235, 240 pounds with a slight bit of speed to go with it that is going to punish anybody who stands in his way. Let him wear those folks down and then let Bijan run past them when their tongues are hanging. Just let them run past. This is what you got to do. But the problem is this. They want to make this a Bijan game, but my thing is this. I need you to divvy the ball across to your playmakers in this ball game. You have to. I understand that he's home, but here's the thing. Do you want to win the game, or do you just want somebody to have stats and show out why he's at home? That's the question. That's the question. A lot of y'all not going to like it, but tough. Do you want to win the ball game and be the team that we need to beat, or are you worried about losing a ball game to somebody that is not even on our level talent-wise? Beat the hell out of Arizona. Get ready for the Rams. Pull off an upset. Have a great win next week, but finish this ball game. Finish this ball game. Stop worrying about who's going to look good, who's going to get these fantasy points. Win the damn game. Win this ball game. Try to get out of here without injuries. And let's play a little bit of a spoiler to the Rams, our old division rival from back in the day. Let's piss them off by losing to a bad Falcons team. Let's give them a little motivation to keep going. And then let's sweep the Saints at the end of the season. It's not much to talk about this game. This game literally has been abysmal defensively. We're allowing things that we normally don't. We're missing tackles. We are allowing them to garner momentum, and we're giving them opportunities to be in this ball game. They're not even on the same playing field as us. They're not. This is a game that Atlanta needs to, in the second half, step their game up, handle business, put more points on the board. I said I had it 24-14, but again, maybe I might be wrong on the score this week. Bradley Pinion's been a weapon, but our defense can't stop nothing. We have to be able to stop the run, and we have to be able to just quit and being able to keep pressure on Jacoby Brissett, because Brissett is a hell of a quarterback. You know, he's just been unfortunate in the places that he's been, but he's a hell of a quarterback, and you have to keep the pressure on him, and you have to keep him guessing about what you're going to do next, because right now you are literally giving these boys a chance to get back in this game. Right now, we don't need to allow them back in the ball game, period. When we get momentum, we've got to keep it going. You're on the road. You've had some ticky-tack penalties called on you. Guess what? That's expected. But the way that you finish this ball game is make adjustments, feed 25, continue to put Kyle Pitts in positions to catch passes in the red zone. This is something that I preached about all year this year that has not been the case. You're not using these 6-foot guys in the red zone like you need to. You just did. You see what happens when you use your pass catchers that are over 6'1", 6'2". You pretty much put them in position to score touchdowns. Continue to keep this going. This is how you're going to finish out the season. Start. Here's my thing. The season is over with at this point. Right now, you're playing for pride, and you're playing to see what will work for you if you're here next year. If you're here. I don't think you're going to be here next year, Zach, but guess what? Now you're seeing the stuff that you should have been doing from the start. You're seeing that it's working. Continue to keep allowing your playmakers to make plays. Put them in position to catch passes. You know, Drake's banged up. We obviously see that when him coming off the field. This is my thing. I'm not chancing Drake to get hurt at this point. For what? At this point, let Chris Blair play. Start using them a little bit more. Start using your other guys, because right now you don't need to let a former first-round pick go down with a hurt knee. You already have a quarterback that's gimpy right now that's going through rehab. You already have that. Why do you need a top 5 target to do that? Now, he's making plays, yes, but if you see him hobbling, protect him from himself at this point because he's not 100%. Any of us that know Drake and know how he plays, he is not 100% right now. And you're seeing that because you see the ball going to him a little bit more. He's made some good plays, but it's just little things I'm paying attention to, the body language. He's fighting through pain right now. He's fighting through a lot of pain. If you call on him, he's going to try to produce for you. But if you see that he's struggling to produce, you need to protect him from himself at this point. Because, again, he's not 100%. And you don't want to sit there and screw him up for the offseason and he's not ready to go by next year. You already have Penix that's down. Again, as I stated, start thinking for the future right now. Start using guys that you're going to try to bring back next year at this point. Chris Blair is a guy that needs an opportunity at this point. We already know what Drake can do. Give Chris some burn at this point. Let Drake sit down. Let that knee heal up. That knee's not 100%. And my thing is, I'm not willing to risk a guy that is hurt right now. He's not. Pitts is balling, but Pitts is playing hurt too. And if you see anything that's different, protect these guys. These are your future stars for next year. These are your guys that are going to be your playmakers for next year. You've got to protect them from themselves. Win the ball game, but be smart about this, Raheem. Because, again, you don't need multiple players hurt at this point. It's part of football, but if you know that the guys are not 100% and you're seeing that they are fighting and struggling to do things that they normally do with pretty much routinely, then you have to start questioning, hey, am I willing to risk this young man's health? Because if I come back next year, I need this guy to be here too. So I'm at this point where I just need us to win this ball game, be competent, get off the road with a win, and make sure that we're ready for next week. Because, again, our injury list currently right now looks like an old Yellow Pages book with hundreds of numbers. That's pretty much what our injury report looks like right now. And, again, you don't want to put that load on just one or two guys. You want to make sure that your team is healthy. You want to make sure that this defense makes adjustments in the second half, tackles better, and make sure that we get turnovers. Got to get a defense credit for keeping the Cardinals out of the end zone on the last attempt that they were down there where the kicker missed that field goal. And then even before that, where we held them to a field goal. So I got to give the defense credit. I'm not just going to rag on them. But we've got to get better with bringing guys down to the ground and getting back in that backfield a little bit more. Got to get a little bit better with that. But without further ado, we're getting ready to get to the second half of this ball game. I still got the Falcons pretty much scoring 24 points. But, hey, it's what it is at this point. Let's just hope that we get this thing. Let's just hope that we can get through this where we don't have a benediction today, because today is a day that we don't need any kind of anger going into the holidays. And the other thing is we ain't going to have no foolishness on here today either. So it's just what it is. But anywho, definitely appreciate you guys for tapping into the halftime report. Man, we will catch you after the ball game with the party line or benediction presented by the BirdCage LLC. Y'all be blessed, y'all. Ghosts.